the ultimate NASCAR relief driver and record holder, and also another substitute driver making big news this week.
3, 2, 1.
Hey there, race fans. How's it going? Todd Brown, That Races Show. Thanks for dropping by for this pit stop segment. The ultimate NASCAR relief driver and record holder. We're going to get to that here in just a moment. But first, let's talk about the other substitute driver who's making all the news this week. That is Josh Berry. Josh getting a call for Hendrick Motorsports not only once, but twice now, replacing Chase Elliott in the number 9, having some really strong finishes, and a second place to top it off. And now in the 48 car, having another good run this past weekend, and opening up eyes for NASCAR Cup team owners everywhere. And it seems one team has really found their driver for next year, supposedly, and that is Stewart-Haas Racing, with Josh Berry replacing Kevin Harvick in the number 4 car. Not news you're hearing from me. There's news that's going around out there. And, man, I got to say, I'm really happy for Josh to have this happen. But in the same aspect, I'm really sad for Junior Motorsports because I really wanted to see Josh and Junior be able to continue together and grow. And it's really disheartening that Junior was not able to get a Cup charter and be able to continue this partnership, because I really would have liked to see what would have happened. But either way, so happy for all of them involved, and expecting to see Josh with a lot of wins in the future. Now let's get to the man of the hour here, the guy I want to talk about, the ultimate relief driver in NASCAR and the record that he holds. Now this is a man that didn't come from the South. He didn't come from the typical roots of where you would have found NASCAR drivers in these days. And this is somebody that was a family friend. And this is nobody else but the legendary Dick May. Now, Dick was a short track driver all around the upstate New York area. The 1962 Watertown Speedway champion, racetrack my dad raced at as well. And Dick is a legend. He is an all-around legend of the speedways up there. And also, he is in the Dirt Motorsports Hall of Fame for all the credited things that he's done. And Dick in 1967 decided to make the trek south. Daytona Speedway, 1967 Permatex 300. Dick shows up down here. 50 entrants into that race, including names like Donnie Allison and Bobby Allison, many other legends of the sport. And Dick brought it home with an 18th place finish in that very first race, which sparked a long career for him. From 1970 until 1985, Dick competed in the NASCAR Cup Series, had 185 credited starts, and that's only his credited starts. Because, see, during this time, the guy who started the race was the one who was credited with the finishing position, and Dick became the go-to guy for any drivers that were falling out of races. Now, with these old cars like this, things such as fatigue and heat and fumes, different things complicated the races for different drivers, and they were forced to get out of the car, and Dick would step into the car. Now, over this period of time, according to Dick, he raced over 500 races. And according to so many others, that is very correct. But again, it's not in the stat books, it's not in the record books, because he did not start the race. But he did start 185 races, and he had several top 10s, got his best finish in the points of 15th place in 1978, and that was missing 2 races. He ran 28 out of 30 races and still come home with a 15th place finish in points, what I think is pretty awesome. Now, through most of the other years, he never ran a full season. He never really had a particular ride that he ran a full season with, or the money behind him or anything. But he always went out there and took care of cars. And that's why people loved him so much, because they knew he would take care of the car. He wouldn't crash it. He could avoid wrecks. And outside of that, he could qualify a car. So if a driver was unable to qualify, Dick would get in the car, go out there and qualify it, and then give all the credit to the other driver, as is what happened to him in so many other races. But there is a credit that is very due to Dick, and that is in the 1975 Mason-Dixon 500 at Dover Speedway. Now, on this day, it was May 18th, 1975, Dick qualified the Negree Racing number 825th, but unfortunately fell out really, really early, and I believe he actually was pretty much unable to start the race. But did not stop him from racing that day. And through the rest of the day, he ended up getting in 4 other race cars for 4 other team owners. And none of the cars were able to make it to the end. So his record, which will stand forever, is this one man drove 5 different race cars for 5 different team owners in one race. And unfortunately, still at the end of the race, the car that he was in at the end had a throttle linkage problem, so he still was not able to finish the race. And I laugh about this because I've heard the story from Dick himself, and I'm going to tell you, this man was so legendary for his stories, his laughter, everything about him. Pretty much everybody that was around the racetrack, just from the 60s, through 2000, they knew who Dick was and had stories about him. It's a legendary man that'll go on forever. I personally remember, if I didn't have a way into the race, or I didn't have a garage pass to the race, Dick, he drove this STP van because he was the STP rep for so many years. He would say, "Get in the van." He'd drive me right in the racetrack past everybody and open up the door, and I'd get out, and he would say, "You don't know me." And he'd laugh as he'd drive off, and just an all-around great guy and a true legend. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is how much of a legend he is. If you ever see any of these in any collectible shops, anywhere, you better pick them up, because you're picking up a real, true part of NASCAR history and a real legendary record holder of NASCAR. And I'm going to tell you, this man is missed by many, and very few like him. If you look at any of his stats, go back and look at it, when he finished 15th in the points, he was 47 years old. He was never a young guy that was out there competing. So much has changed through the series, through so many days, and this guy, as I say, all-around legend. Anyways, hope everybody's having a great week out there. And as always, see you at the checkered flag.